Will Chelsea sign Alejandro Garnacho? We'll find out in just a few minutes' time. We can speak to our chief correspondent, Javi Solikov, who's in Lausanne for us. Javi, you're out there covering the Crystal Palace and Cas story at the minute, but we wanted to talk transfers. What can you tell us about Chelsea's pursuit of Javi Simmons and Alejandro Garnacho?
Well, look, first of all, Alejandro Garnacho is a player that Chelsea have been interested in for more than 12 months. His situation has obviously developed at Manchester United. He's been frozen out by Ruben Amorim. He obviously realises that his future is away from Manchester United and he would like to move to Chelsea. That is clear. He wants to become a Chelsea player. Moving to Chelsea, of course, would mean playing in the Champions League for him as well. So why is the deal not happening at the moment? I think there are two reasons for this. First of all, you just mentioned that Chelsea have spent more than £200 million on transfers during this window, but they've also recouped around £180 million from selling players. And they need to sell more players because they came to a settlement with UEFA a few weeks ago when they were fined for breaking UEFA's financial fair play rules. As part of that settlement, they agreed that they would balance their transfer spending this window. So it's very, very important that Chelsea sell players as well as buying them. Now, they've been buying players and selling them, but I think they need to sell more players as well. The second issue with this potential Garnacho to Chelsea deal is the valuation. Now, apparently Manchester United value Garnacho at £50 million. Now, that would appear to be a fair valuation because the player is an Argentina international. He's only 21 years old. And for instance, somebody like Noni Madueke has moved from Chelsea to Arsenal for £50 million. So surely United are well within their rights to ask for £50 million. I don't think that's the way Chelsea see it. Chelsea see this as a situation where a player has been frozen out at United and this is a player who wants to move to Chelsea. So they feel that valuation is too high. So at the moment, I would be surprised if Chelsea agreed to pay £50 million for Alejandro Garnacho. Although I think it is pretty likely that he will become a Chelsea player before the window closes because he wants to move to Chelsea. Now, the situation with Javi Simmons at RB Leipzig is similar. He's an exceptional player. He's 22 years old, just the kind of profile of signing that Chelsea go for. He wants to move to Chelsea as well. Again, I think RB Leipzig, their valuation is a little bit too high for Chelsea. I think RB Leipzig are looking for around £60 million. Chelsea, I think, value him at closer to around £50 million. I think perhaps they would be willing to pay 55 million euros, which is about £50 million. So that deal, I think, could well happen before the window closes as well. But whenever we talk about Chelsea signing players, we've also got to talk about them selling players as well, because it's so important for them because of their settlement with UEFA that they balance their transfer spending.
Let's get to outgoings then. Nicholas Jackson is of interest to several Premier League clubs and some big ones in Europe as well. Do you think his Chelsea career is over?
Not completely and utterly. I wouldn't close the door totally on him remaining a Chelsea player. I've got to be honest with you. I think if he was to stay at Chelsea, okay, he would not be the main man because Chelsea have Liam Delap now. Chelsea have João Pedro, but he would get lots of game time because Chelsea are going to be playing in so many competitions. They were playing in the Club World Cup up until, 3.5 weeks ago. So he would get plenty of games if he was to stay. But of course, I don't think he is happy being a bit part player. I think he looks in the mirror and he sees himself as being the main man. And he feels that he can be the main man at a big club. Now, that could be a big club, a Champions League club in the Premier League. It could be a Champions League club in Germany or Italy, for instance. Sky Germany saying that Bayern Munich are interested in signing him. But it would take big money for Chelsea to sell him. I think it would take something in the region of around £70 million for Chelsea to sell him. I think Chelsea would say, look at the market for strikers this summer. Look at the prices being paid. Players like Gyökeres, Sesko, these kind of players are all going for upwards 60, 70, 80 million pounds. Look at the valuation on Alexander Isak at Newcastle United, for instance. Nicholas Jackson is a player who's scored a lot of goals for us. Yes, perhaps there are areas of his game that he could definitely improve, but he's got a contract at Chelsea, I think, until 2033, so he's got another 8 years left on his contract. So Chelsea are not under pressure to sell him, but certainly if a big offer came in for him, it would be looked at, because he's not regarded as being untouchable at Chelsea.
This potential double signing is seen as a major statement of intent from the Blues as they look to bolster their attacking options ahead of the new campaign. Manager Enzo Maresca is believed to have played a key role in pushing for the arrivals of Garnacho and Simmons, identifying them as crucial additions to his tactical plans. The Italian coach is determined to inject youthful energy, creativity, and pace into Chelsea's frontline, and landing both players would mark one of the most ambitious moves of the summer transfer window.